Welcome to Let's Get Dumb, the podcast where I, comedian Joe Kilgallen, and my man, comedian Jonah Jerkins, like to ask dumb questions and talk about all the dumb shit that's going on in the world. We always like to start off by thanking you, the listener, the viewer, for watching our podcast, telling your friends. It's a good view. Bring your friends around, have some drinks. We like to drink whiskey. Bring your mom. It'll be a good time. Jonah, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing incredible. Thank you for asking.
All right, cool. Let's bring in our guest.
Why did you just give me a double look?
I don't, just because I thought it'd be funny.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
That seemed like a fuck you.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, fuck you for being happy.
I thought you were real stiff.
Huh?
I was like, how you doing? You're like, I'm doing well.
Yeah.
You said incredible.
I'm doing
You said
fantastic,
incredible, yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't say it like someone who's feeling incredible.
Yeah.
Okay? And by the way, don't talk until
Sorry.
you're introduced.
Yeah.
Oh, I
fuck
didn't
are
know
you
that.
doing?
Sorry.
I'm just kidding. All right. Our guest is a hilarious comedian, a real head turner in the Chicago comedy scene, right? Don't you think people are like being like, she's fucking hilarious?
Oh,
what do you mean by head turner?
Yeah, yeah.
know what you
I was
meant
like,
by
Joe,
that.
you're an old man. You can't be saying that stuff
No,
to
I
like
didn't
a
mean
young
like-
girl.
I thought it was
didn't
like,
mean
oh,
like
that
that.
hot piece of ass
Yeah,
walking
right.
by.
I didn't
Yeah,
mean
right.
it like that. I meant like people
Yeah,
are like,
she's
good.
like, yeah, she's great. She's like, just been doing all the shows. She's like a real runaround Sue, you know? Like she's just all over the place.
Real runarounds.
This is why I wanted to alternate who starts off each podcast.
Okay, so this is a job.
Okay, before I
Well,
give you
welcome everybody
Yeah.
to Are You Dumb?
It's not, you didn't even know the name of the podcast.
Let's Get Dumb. I am your fan.
All right.
Welcome everybody.
Claire
Jesus
Sundbye
Christ.
is our guest. Hello, Claire.
Woo! Oh, thanks for having me.
Okay,
Well, that
I
was
didn't
a big
mean like
dick.
you're. I meant like head turner. Like people are like,
Jesus Christ.
You've only been doing comedy for like a few years,
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and
hard-
you're
and then-
fucking on the rise. That's all I meant
Thank
by
you.
that.
On a score of 1 to 10, where does she
Shit.
where does she stack up, like looks wise?
No.
Yeah, yeah, rate me. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You said
That's-
rate me, right? Rate?
Rate.
Okay,
yeah.
thank
I don't know where we're gonna go with this episode today, but
Let's just make Joe feel uncomfortable the whole
you're
time.
doing a great job with it. What I was gonna say though is, Claire, here's a little thing for you. When Jonah and I first met to start the podcast, it was like we're co-hosts, so I thought we
Yeah.
would take our turns. And then I even said to Austin last week, I go, I think this week Jonah should lead off the podcast. And then Jonah goes, no, I think I'm a sidekick. I go, no, motherfucker, I don't
Yeah.
want you to be a sidekick.
All right.
We're host A and host A
AB.
minus.
Welcome everybody to
All right.
Is This Are You Dumb? Let's Get Dumb. See, this is why I can't do it. I can't even.
Let's get done.
Let's get dumb.
All right, let's get done. We're gonna
Yeah.
get done with Claire. Claire, how are you?
I'm so good.
All right, so good.
Are you?
I took that fucking shit.
Yeah.
You took a
Did
dump
you
in
hear?
his place?
I clogged the toilet.
Yeah.
Claire-
she called-
I had texted
She was
Jonah. I
proud
was
of it
like,
too,
I'm
yeah.
scared.
Really? That's what
Yeah,
you
it's
guys
funny.
wanted to get down
And
to
right
the
before that,
studio.
we were talking about what big log she takes, and then probably she's like, I gotta take a shit now.
Do you know how we were talking about big logs? If I could give this background, our producer, who I won't name, he was talking about how he loves anal sex.
Well, he did anal before he did vaginal.
He did
Yeah.
anal before that.
which is
Right.
so Catholic.
Yeah,
For a year.
he gave
He
anal.
gave
He
anal.
didn't take anal.
he
was,
got anal.
He was
Yeah.
he was pumping the anal.
Boy, did he give it.
Yeah, he got it. He gave it.
He was
Yeah.
pumping that nuss.
24/7, just raw.
Just in there.
All up in it. And so Claire was like, oh, and because he said it was like more fun. And Claire's like, well, yeah, it'd be tighter. And then
No, he said it would be tighter.
and he said it's tighter, but
And
then
I
you
was
said,
like, my ass is way looser than my vagina.
and I thought that was weird because I'm like, well, you're a lesbian, but then I thought, Joe, be progressive. Lesbians could put stuff up there too. And then you were like, no, I
Because
just take,
the stuff coming out.
you take some massive.
I
notes
take
on. You're-
huge.
you shit like a trucker.
huge Shits.
You're still
Yeah.
tiny though.
That's why I'm tiny. I eat constantly, but then I just shit it out. I'm like 5 to 10 shits a day
Fuck
on the
off.
rag.
Are
On
you
the
ever like?
rag.
Are you ever like Titanic in it?
You picking your nose right
You
now?
putting your nose
I'm
in
not
it?
picking my nose. I'm doing this because I felt like I had a booger.
The main character is picking his nose.
Yeah.
Do I have a bug?
That's
Do I have
so
a booger?
embarrassing.
Sorry, I thought I had a booger.
That's grosser than me
Yeah.
talking about my shits.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Because I wasn't picking. I was doing like that thing where you take your
No,
thumb and
you
index
like-
finger
you were in
and you
there.
kind of push down
You
on
were
your
looking
nostrils.
for stuff.
Do I got a bug?
It's
I don't
on.
think you got a bug. No. Why
Do you want me to
think
see?
you have a
got
bug?
I'm
a nose
littler. I
hair.
got a better angle.
See a bug?
Oh, yeah, you got a booger.
I got a bug?
Yeah,
Are you fucking
I
with
see
me?
one. Wait, I see one
you
like
see a
in
bug?
the corner.
I can see a little bit now.
Yeah,
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 but if I'm also looking all the way into your nose. Like,
I
there's
mean,
always going to be a booger there.
It's like, it's,
So on
no
camera,
one's going to be able to see
The
it.
bug
Yeah.
doesn't read on camera. Do you
No.
think less of me now that I have a booger?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about your dumps.
Completely.
Now
Yeah.
let's shift
Oh,
gears
yeah,
there.
back to my shits. They
Well, how
are
tall are you?
huge. I'm 4'11".
You're 4'11". How long?
But you carry
How
yourself
many
like you're
inches is your
5'8".
is your
Thank you.
turds?
Okay, I would say it's more the girth.
Oh, okay.
than
'Cause
the
if you,
length.
the
Oh,
length
just
would be
ripping your
impressive.
butthole
Though.
apart.
Yeah, exactly. That's why
Yeah.
my butthole is like ripped to shreds.
Yeah.
Because the shits I take are just like they're like balls or like squares.
There's square. You shit in
What are you, a
squares?
fucking
Basically,
Great
that's
Dane?
what I just had. I just had 3 squares up there.
3 squares up there. Right.
Well,
In my middle school,
They're like those-
squares were like
those
cigarettes, you
glasses.
know?
Well, no, everyone called squares cigarettes back in
Why
the
is
late
that?
90s,
Why
early
is that?
2000s.
I've never heard that before.
You
Is
never
the
like
box
cigarettes
a square? You never heard like bum me a square?
Yeah.
No.
You've never smoked a cigarette
I've
near a homeless
literally
person?
never heard bum me a square in my entire life.
Yeah.
That must be a generational thing. Claire's
I don't
15
get
years
it,
younger than
yeah.
us.
I'm 12.
Yeah.
You're not 12, please. You're
I'm
gonna make the people on YouTube are going to believe that. Please don't say
Yeah.
that. Jonah, though, but as a 4'11" woman, I thought, man, imagine if her turds were like 7 inches long.
Yeah.
That's an insane percentage to her height to shit
Yeah,
ratio.
I do take some
you know?
occasionally. I'll have if I have like one of those like green like detox smoothies, then I
Yeah.
will have a long shit.
Like a jump rope.
You like those smoothies? You gonna take one of those?
I take one.
No,
I'll
it's like a
drink one
summer
every like
drink,
3
right?
months. Every
Keeping
3
it
months,
tight
and then
for
it'll
beach
just
season?
clean me out.
Yeah.
That helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to cleanse a couple.
Oh, you do cleanses?
Yeah, I did juice cleanse, but then I also did like a colon cleanse with that. Man, I was
No
just pooping
way.
Yeah, it was
Wait.
a lot. It was rough. It was rough. It was hardcore.
So you didn't eat at all?
No, just juice for 4 days.
Were you really hungry the whole time?
Well, you just like you miss. This is gonna sound different, but you just miss putting things in your mouth. You know? It's
Yeah,
like-
you were just like
yeah, I was just like, give me a dick, give me something,
give me your
please.
dildo and you're sucking
Yeah,
in your dildo.
yeah, right. I just
Yeah,
gotta put it in my
fun
mouth.
episode,
Yeah, because you're getting like a sniff. You're getting enough calories, right? But you're just like, it's just you just want to.
The oral
just wanna put something in,
fixation.
yeah. First thing I ate, hot dog.
Ah,
Yeah,
dick.
I gotta
yeah.
get that in there. Gotta get that dick in there. It wasn't like a normal bun length one. It was about this big.
Christ, dude. All right, for those listening to the audio,
That's what I
Jonah
tell
did
people if they go, "Do you think Joe has big dick?" I'm like, "Well, it's about this. I don't know if that big." I mimed it from my mouth to my throat with my fingers.
You know what's great? I want to get to the know Claire segment of the podcast, and I'm having trouble segmenting out of.
Oh,
Out of that
big?
one,
Yeah.
good luck with
Dude,
that shit. You
I
fucking
can talk about that all day.
A1
I
host.
know.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Claire, besides being a very funny Chicago comedian,
Thank you.
give us a little background. Where are you from?
I'm from Kansas. Woo woo.
Be more specific.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay. I grew up in Westboro. It's a little suburb in Topeka, Kansas. I grew up in the same neighborhood across the street from the Westboro Baptist Church.
They're
If-
famous.
Yeah.
They're those
yeah.
God hates gay people. And
They've kind of cooled down in the past few
I
years.
think
I'm
it's
gonna be
next
honest.
to the Scream House. Isn't that Westboro?
It's across the street from like a few years ago. Someone bought it and turned it a gay house. There's like a pride
The Scream House?
The what?
The Scream House?
What are you talking about?
What the
Well,
fuck are you? Why are you?
isn't
She's
Scream
not a
in
good thing.
Westboro?
Scream House?
Yeah, I asked you a question about Scream.
The movie Scream?
Isn't it in Westboro?
No.
No,
Oh.
we're talking about the Westboro Baptist
That's not in
Church.
Westboro, Kansas.
I don't know if I can know.
Jesus, this is a podcast about stupid.
I'm not trying to be funny. I literally thought that.
Wait, I know what you're thinking of. It's a made-up town in the Scream movies.
Oh, okay.
What is it called?
Something borough.
I don't know.
I don't think it's Borough.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, so Baptist Church.
Baptist Church. So yeah, it's a Baptist church that's notorious across America for being
Yeah, and
like
I
the most
thought that
hateful church
it's like I
ever.
didn't realize that it was rare. I thought every single person, like I thought it was a normal thing where like every single time you like leave your house, you see signs that say like God hates. Can I say the F word on here?
You
Sure.
can because you're
Oh
part of
yeah,
that
well
community.
it's signs where it says like God hates fags. That was
Yeah.
like every single time I left the house, they would pick it like in the neighborhood. So like, and I thought everybody had that. It wasn't until I was
Wow.
like older when I was like, oh, that was like really rare that like my first words were like faggot because I was reading it
Really?
every day.
So
no,
what-
it wasn't my first word.
So
Oh.
you're
That'd
also
be
That's
really
be insane
funny,
if you just
yeah.
like also look at your mom and start calling her that. That'd be
yeah,
insane.
and accurate.
Yeah, you know.
so also as maybe this is a dumb question because I know lesbians get a lot of dumb questions, but you're also a lesbian. So what was it like growing up in the shadow of that crazy? Because you're only 25. That
Yeah.
church has been nationwide known for
Yeah,
being
for like ever, forever.
like hateful as hell for a long time.
When did you come out?
I was 20 years. I was summer before my sophomore year of college. I was 19, about to turn 20.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that summer.
Yeah. When were
But
you like
I
already like, well, I'm
knew-
gay? Yeah, okay. that's
I
not
knew
bad,
it.
yeah.
It's a really hard thing to like explain. I've talked to a lot of gay people that grew up in like a similar context, and we all kind of have this like understanding of like we knew, but we like for self-preservation purposes like made ourselves not know or like forget or what's the word I'm looking for when you like shove something down inside of you psychologically and like
Joe's normal
suppress it.
Yeah.
Yes, when you like.
Joe's normal day. That's what it is.
Suppress a lot of anger.
I'm not funny. I'm gonna suppress that so I can do comedy.
Yeah.
But I like suppressed it. I remember in middle school being like praying and being like, oh God, I think I like girls, but like I'll just never act on it.
Yeah.
Like we'll just never do anything. And then at some point, I think some part of my brain was just, I've gone to a lot of therapy. Some part of my brain was just like, you are not in a safe place to like deal with this now. So like we are gonna put this away until you are older and like on your own and can like. So I like genuinely like totally put it out of my mind until I was 19. And I remember I like went to college, I went to Chicago and saw gay people. And I was like, I think I'm gay. And then I met this woman and I was like, oh my God, like I have to fuck her. I'm gay. Like that's it. And then we started fucking and we dated for a long time. And then I was like, that's it. I'm gay. And I was never with guys before that. Like I had never had sex with a guy or anything. I never was.
Oh, before this moment?
Yeah, no, never,
Okay.
never.
Right,
I'd like kiss
give
guys.
you a fist pound. That's what you do for fist pound.
Yeah.
Normally I
Got
prefer
it.
doing this.
Oh,
The
yeah,
scissors,
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
awesome. You should start that.
I do that, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
You
She
start
just
that.
did it to you.
I just
I
said
know.
this is what I do instead.
But I would like it if like
Everyone did that?
People no, because I think that should be just a lesbian
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I want to see lesbians greeting each other in the street instead of a fist pound, scissoring
not.
it.
Is that a
That's
thing or is that
fucking
a
dope.
porn thing?
It was a thing I do. Oh, scissoring is
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good dumb question.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't want to make this all about like Claire's a hilarious comedian who
fact
can be
that Claire's
funny about
gay.
a million things, but I don't want to make it all about like, oh, she happens to like women. But it's fun
You're
because
such an ally.
well, I am, damn it. But I've noticed.
He's like, she's fucking stupid in other ways too.
Yeah, hell yeah. I had two friends when I was living in LA that it was kind of fun because I had two really good friends who are lesbians. One, I could ask
Wow.
any dumb lesbian question. I have a lot of good friends who are lesbians, but like I remember thinking there was
He's
some
like, here's
weird.
a picture of him.
I
actually.
suddenly feel
carry it
so
with me,
safe
yeah.
right now.
But Jonah, have you ever had this with any of your like lesbian friends where you're like, all right, I got one lesbian friend where I'm like, if I ask that question, they might get upset. But this lesbian friend, I could be like, hey, would you fuck the fuck out of her or what?
Yeah.
And they'd be like, hell yeah, I'd get up in that puss. And you're like, high five. Like that. There's just two style of lesbians, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like Claire would be the type where if you and I are like, oh, we got to go write some script together.
Yep.
And you chose the beach and some women were walking around, I could fucking nudge you and be like, fuck it.
I would
yeah.
hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then there's other ones where if I nudge, they'd be like, can we just focus on the work that we're supposed
Oh,
to do right
ew.
now? And I'd be like, all right, fine. We'll
You're
talk
talking
about
about
basketball
bitches.
later.
Yeah.
And you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
No, I recently went to a strip club for the first time.
How'd you like it?
It was the best. It was the best, most incredible experience of my life.
Really?
It was
Full nude or?
Oh, it was full nudity. I got a lap dance.
Were you aroused during the
Oh,
lap dance?
I was horned the fuck up.
Really?
I was like, it
Like
blew
put a
my
towel
mind.
down?
I
Type thing?
literally was like, I could come right now if
Yeah.
if it lasted longer.
Really?
It was incredible.
I'm so happy for you.
Her name was Vixen.
Of course it
Ooh,
was.
it's a good
Oh my
name.
god. When I went with two other comics, and both of them were like stone cold sober the whole time, and the whole time I kept looking at them, I was like, "Aren't you guys like?" Because I was shocked that their dicks weren't hard. I thought that would happen.
you looking?
You know?
No, our
Were you,
whole
were you
I
checking?
turned over and I was like, "Wait, why aren't you guys like hard right now? Aren't you like horned up?" And they were like, "No." And I was like, "Oh, is it weird that I'm like so horned up right now? Like, I'm like ravenously."
it was your first time.
I was like a little horny gremlin, like
Yeah.
titties.
Well, it was your first time, so you were really excited.
It was
But
incredible.
as a guy, though, it's such a tease for us. We're also telling ourselves, don't get a boner, don't get a boner. We're trying to play it
Really?
cool.
We were
Yeah.
like the only ones there though.
And even
you know?
if look, but here's the thing: every strip club, you guys can't like you. They'd probably you probably could have groped them and they wouldn't give a shit. But as a guy,
I didn't. I respect them. I respect
you're-
women.
I respect that you're an ally after all.
I know for a fact that you don't respect women.
You what?
I know for a fact that you don't respect women.
Give me the data to back that up.
We'll talk about it
Okay.
post.
Okay, but Jonah's been to a strip club.
What a weird thing
Austin,
to
our
drop.
producer, you've been to a strip club. As a guy, if like you
I
even
thought it'd be
graze
funnier
the
in my
woman's,
head.
but think about this: when a stripper's on you, as the guy, you're supposed to just keep your hands to your side, and if you even like graze the side of her tit, there's a bouncer that cannot wait to punch
Wait,
you in the fucking
really?
head.
Yeah.
They were
live
putting
for
their
that
titties
shit.
in my face.
Yeah, with girls they do that.
They
with
came
girls,
up to
they
me
do
and they
so
were
much
like,
girls, they love
yeah,
it.
they
They
came
know
up
it's all fun for
and
you.
they were like, "Can I put my titties in your face?" And I was like, "I'm really nervous. This is my first time. I'm really nervous. I really want to, but I'm really nervous." And they were like flapping those tits in my eyes.
Yeah, them jugs.
was
What do you
incredible.
call them? Tits? Do you have any other pet names for them?
Yeah,
I just called them jugs a second ago.
titties,
Titties,
milk
jugs,
makers.
Milk makers.
number twos to the
B-52
puss.
bombers.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
like to call
Tit
them that.
tats.
tit tats. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like titties with D's, like TIDDIES.
The titties.
Titties.
What about
Yeah.
fun bags? Those are pretty good.
No, I've never
mine's fun
referred to them.
bags.
as
Yeah. I like fun bags. No, fun bags?
What about the greatest pair in the world? It's just like any pair,
Jesus Christ.
boobs are the greatest, right?
I
Think of all
remember-
the pairs in the world.
There's
There's
a
a pair of
well,
socks, boo. Pair of
cringy.
tits, yeah.
I did
right?
like the way. So a comedian friend of ours, Blake Burkhart, is a Chicago comic. Very
Never
funny.
heard of him.
He was dating another comedian, and okay, so Blake Burkhart. If you go to blakeburkhart.com,
No,
you can check it. Okay,
just
no,
joking.
we'll pull it up. Go to blakeburkhart.com. We'll show her one of his clips.
You know.
So he was dating another comedian, and then the way
Mike Myers?
No. Also, Mike Myers, a Chicago comedian here in Chicago.
By the way,
Never
this
heard of
podcast isn't just for our Chicago friends.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get
Okay,
a national
real people.
listenership.
Got it.
Worldwide.
No, but he was
So
like dating a
Sweden.
female comic,
Okay,
whatever. But
dating a
the
female.
point, I liked what he would do is he goes, yeah, my set was okay, but the best of the night, these things are in here.
Oh,
And he would,
that's so funny.
Right? And I was like, nice.
That's
so
awesome.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
it
have called
is.
them a
Good.
set instead of a pair. That'd have been better on my end.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
live and learn.
Best
right?
set of the night right here. Huh?
Yeah, hey.
Yeah, that one's fun.
That's good.
Yeah, I
I'm
like
gonna
that
start. I'm gonna start.
I like that.
You
doing
should
it
use
myself,
that.
yeah.
Oh, man. Have you ever been like, I can't wait till I get more power in Chicago so I can take advantage of these open mic comedians?
No,
Oh, okay. All right. I don't know.
that has never crossed my mind.
No? Okay.
Why? Do
Sounds like you were describing someone there.
Yeah, I was gonna
Jonah.
say.
Who were
No,
you
I
thinking
just because
of?
like I just thought I don't know.
Is that like a path that people take?
No one
that you've
currently,
seen?
but in the
Yeah,
past, there's been
yeah.
people
Unfortunately, it's terrible.
No, I mean I feel like I don't even know what power even means in,
Yeah.
in like the comedy scene anyway. You know what I mean?
like that. It's
Yeah.
not-
I
it's
just-
Yeah,
not
exactly.
made
I'm
up.
like I don't even know what anything means.
Yeah. Like I just look at my girlfriend. I'm always like, if you're a fucking guy, you'd be the biggest douchebag in the world. Like she like loves the entourage. She's like in finance. I'm like, you go to fucking strip club all the time. She's like, I've been to the strip club a lot. I'm like, you're such a fucking
That's
boy.
so
It's
cool.
insane. Yeah.
Jonah did say in one of the early episodes of the podcast that we had this question where we could ask this to Claire because we did ask this to Kristen too. Me
before we
and
do
you and
that-
I talked about it.
Yeah.
Where Jonah had said if his girlfriend was a guy, he thinks she'd have a big dick.
She's a huge one.
So
Yeah.
if you were a guy,
and you know
think
how
you'd have
you
a big
know
one?
because she would tell you about it. You know what I mean? She'd be like one of those guys who's just like, yeah, me and
Guess
my big
what?
old dick here.
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
that it matters. But
I'd
if
take
you
my
had
dick
one-
out, but I don't want it to get dirty on the floor.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
Like he'd be like, I gotta itch my dick, and he itches his foot. Yeah. Yeah.
I know I'd have a huge dick.
You know for a
Yeah, you
fact.
do have that energy.
Toomey
Yeah.
had
Like
the same thing.
100
I
that's
think
what made
all
me think of
female
that.
comedians are going to say yes, they would.
I
for
feel like
that.
Yeah,
there's
for sure.
because they've got the balls to be
Well,
on
comedians
stage
are like
and be
hanging
in
out.
that
Well,
world.
maybe this is
Yeah.
just me, but I feel like there is like a relation to taking big shits means you have a big dick.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's crazy because like I take my
This
shit.
explains a lot.
My dick's tiny.
Yeah, what the hell?
I always
That ratio doesn't
go
work.
with voice. Like I think there's like if a voice is very booming, I'm always like that guy's got a thick old dick. I know it.
And
I
you're like, can't wait to find out. In a
just
little
feel
bit.
like it. It's just you don't feel that way when you talk to somebody who's got a certain voice. You're like that guy's got.
No,
that guy's stacked.
I'm gonna be honest.
I don't think. No, I mean,
He's got that thick.
the only time that's ever crossed my mind is if I meet someone who's like 6'7" and skinny as fuck. I'm like, yeah, dude's swinging some pipe clearly.
Yeah.
See, I don't do height. I do like I don't know what it is. See, my voice is kind of
Interesting.
my voice is low but also high at the same time. So like I'm a shower, not a grower. You know? I'm a grower, not a shower. You know.
But I always thought your voice goes high when you're being
I really
comedic.
fucked that one up.
Yeah,
I mean, would
Yeah,
be,
you really
would be
sound
crazy
like
if
a
you were a
fucking
shower,
idiot.
not a grower. Like I want the opposite.
yeah, it would be hilarious.
You're like, don't make me hard. I get really embarrassed.
It gets tiny,
I
like
get
recedes like a
nervous,
right?
turtle.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That would be.
That's so
I
funny.
wish that man existed just for the sake of
Yeah.
knowing that's such a
Backwards
thing.
boners.
Yeah.
Like it goes in.
Like
Yeah.
a Benjamin Button of boners.
Yeah, like you remember like the
That'd
thing.
be a funny sketch.
Do you remember those cups that you push down and then it would like hit and they would fly up like a little saucer?
Oh,
thing?
yes!
Yeah, like that's the dick. Like after you comes and it just pops up, like it pops up like a turkey's done. After you, that's how you know you came.
That's crazy that you think of so much about like how big people's dicks are.
I think it's interesting.
We don't normally.
I was
but
really
that
trying to
question-
check this
that
guy's
was
dick
just
out.
a fun question because I don't know how we got about it. You brought it up. You were like, I feel like if my girlfriend, because you talk about her being such a guy, you
Yeah.
feel like you're like, if she was a dude, I know she'd have.
Do you
like, a
guys
big
think you'd
dong.
have big tits if you were a girl?
I think
no,
I'd
I
have.
would have like a nice ass.
I think I would have
I
better.
probably have big tits. I know I would have big tits. Like where they're just like, but they're not attractive.
I think I'd have average
Okay.
tits
Yeah.
and average ass, but a sweet, sweet puss,
Okay.
like fucking dynamite.
You think?
I know. I think yeah, because I don't have a great chest now, so why would I have a great chest as a woman, right?
Yeah.
And having a great chest isn't an attitude. I've met women like.
Do you think you'd be like the girl that
I
get
feel like you'd have
approached?
some
or do you have to be
lopsided
funny?
titties.
You think I have some
I
lopsided
think you'd have
ones?
some lopsided titties.
Ooh, what's the worst
I
pair
don't
of
think
tits
I
you've ever
would.
seen?
Oh, the worst pair I've ever
That's so
seen.
mean.
No, it's not. Okay, fine.
Oh,
What's the
yeah.
Go ahead.
What's
Fuck
Because
the-
I'm
around.
like, I don't want them to ever hear it.
What's the dumbest? Wait.
All the questions would be dumb.
Hey,
Oh God, I can't say it. I
Hey,
can't say it. We're close friends.
Well,
welcome,
I don't
welcome
say
to Let's
anyone's
Get
name.
Dumb. What's the
No
dumbest
one's
pair of
asking you to
tits
say
you've ever
names.
seen?
This is
He
not
always yells at me for
anything
one second.
sexual or romantic, but I have a friend who like one of her boobs is seriously like 3 sizes bigger than the other.
Really?
She's been insecure about it forever.
Yeah.
Like
Imagine.
it's seriously like an A and like a C.
Whoa,
it's like
that sucks.
noticeable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you
and
been-
she's open
You've
about
been
it.
with a girl where you're like, your nipples are really hairy.
So you know a girl that's
No,
an A to a
no, I
C. I know a
haven't,
girl
but
that's a
no.
DC, so it's AC/DC. That's a Jonah joke.
That's yeah.
Was that kind of a Jonah joke?
Yeah.
You know what? The fact that you said that and I agreed with it, and then that made me sad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Well, talk about. Look, it's funny that you say you don't want to say it, so you're like, oh, I don't want to say this, but we're not
Yeah.
asking you to name the person.
Okay.
So I have a theory. It's not body shaming if you don't name a person, or if it's not something that obviously anyone could see.
Be different
Now
when
I
you
have a
fun of
joke. I have a bit. By the time this podcast comes out, the bit won't be going. Sorry,
Are
Jonah.
you gonna do your bit now?
No, I'm not doing the bit. I'm telling a story right now,
Okay,
Jonah.
right.
Can I tell a story?
Yeah.
So the joke is going viral right now on Instagram Reels. It's got
Your joke
Yeah,
is?
it's got like 4.
See how he.
Oh, shut
Yeah.
the fuck
Yeah, I
up,
was gonna
Austin,
say,
Mr.
what?
8 million views.
See how you
Our
fit that
producer's
in?
the guy
You've
who
done
fell
what, like
off stage at the
500
Laugh
views?
Factory. It's 500,000 views. It's got like right now. Anyway, by the time this
wow.
comes out, it won't be viral anymore. The point is, the joke is a reference to like dudes with small dicks. The whole point is like about women can handle a surprise because you don't know what you're gonna get and blah 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 blah, all that kind of shit. So 99% of the comments are like, this joke's hilarious, blah blah blah, ha ha ha. Women tagging their friends, and it's great. And then this one woman called me a body shamer. Another woman called me a body shamer. I had to block her because she was commenting on every positive comment, being like, "Oh, you must have a fat pussy then." She was like being weird. So I was like, "She's
That's so
harassing.
weird.
She's harassing all the positive
Can I
comments."
say something?
What?
She probably does have a fat pussy.
She probably does,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's
She's like,
fat
"You
pussy
probably
energy.
hate gaping
that's where it
hole."
hits a little too home, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you."
But it was weird because it's like if anything, it should be men mad, but not. Well, only one guy finally came in. It's the same guy who got mad at a different joke of mine 3 years ago. This dude's stalking me, I think. So anyway, though, the guy she called me a body shamer, and I blocked the one person because I'm like, you're harassing everyone who had a positive comment, and I don't want that because some people were getting into it. Whether I'm like, this is dumb. So I wanted to make the point where I'm like, look, if you're doing fat jokes on stage, I think that is body shaming, and that's bad. Unless they're super, super funny and you got a good point behind it. But because it's comedian, there's always there's always something that proves the rule wrong as a comedian. Because some people
Yeah.
will say, oh, you can't make fun of this. But then there's someone comes along and does it a great job of
Yeah.
making fun of it. And you're like, well,
Totally
actually
agree.
you can. They did it right. But with fat jokes, when you do a fat joke in the crowd, they usually have some mean spirit behind them. But also anyone in the audience could look around and be like, oh, that person next to me is kind of fat. They're probably feeling like shit right now. Ugh, right? So there's like a thing in the air. But if you're doing a joke about like small penises, no one in the audience knows who has a small dick or a big dick. It's a complete mystery.
I don't know what
That's
comedy
part of-
shows you're
You can
doing,
tell.
but
That's that's part of the joke. It's a fucking you were saying you could tell, but I'm saying like in a general audience, and I know you're trying to be funny right now.
No,
But I
I
want to
being
make a
serious.
serious
I think
point
you
if
can
I
kind
could.
of tell.
It's a mystery, right? So you don't know. So therefore, you're not body shaming anyone. So when that guy came out being like, "I think this is bullshit, it's body shaming," I want to be like, "Yeah, dude, I get it.
You
have a
just
small
outed
dick.
yourself.
You just outed
Yeah.
yourself. I'm
Right.
not. It'd be one thing if I was being in the audience being like, "Hey, everyone, look at this guy's shitty body," and
Yeah.
pointing at it. No, I was doing
Take
a
out your
generalized
dick.
joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see it. Flop it out, dude. Or you can't flop it because it's so small. It kind of just sadly leaks out of those jeans. What's the opposite of flopping?
You're really picturing it in your head right now. Too.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm trying to
I
think
can
the
see
opposite of
You can
flopping.
tell.
I will say that
So-
Because you
anytime
got to have some cock to flop it. That should be one of our shirts.
cock to flop.
Yeah, some cock to flop.
it. Yeah. I will say anytime a comedian's on stage, I'll be like, "What's her dick look like?"
Are you really doing
I did
that?
I saw Dan Soder last night. I did the Dan Soder. I'm like, I bet he's got a low voice. I'm like, I bet you he's swinging. I couldn't really tell.
Have you seen a lot of other comedians' dicks?
No,
Okay.
I don't have friends that are like, "Here's my dick." And I could never do
Interesting.
that.
I
either.
feel like I've showed a lot of people my tits. Like a lot
Really?
of female friends. Oh yeah.
I feel like that's more
I'm a big
Women do that.
flasher and mooner. I'll moon people.
Are
I'll
you?
flash people.
nice.
Yeah, I mooned a comic the other day, and a bunch of
That
people
sounded gross
saw
when I
because
said
it was
that.
in a restaurant.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice. I
Oh,
like
that's
that.
great.
What do
I
you
didn't know that
restaurant?
there was like a table of people.
Yeah.
Well, should we eliminate one and then we get to some other fun stuff?
Oh, okay,
Sure.
yeah.
So we do a weekly segment where you have to eliminate. I'm going to give you 3 choices. You have to eliminate one of them from existence.
Okay.
Meaning it
Okay.
never existed. And
But
might,
to you, it did.
to you it did, but no one else knows it
Oh,
existed.
Right.
oh, that's cool. Okay.
Right.
Right. There's a movie out there that's similar, and it's about the Beatles.
Oh no, I've heard of that movie.
What movie is
with
that?
James Corden or whatever.
No, it's with I forget who it is. I'm forgetting the name of it.
It's like some guy that like pretended he wrote all the Beatles songs.
Yeah,
'cause they
yeah,
never
yeah, yeah,
existed.
yeah, yeah, yeah. What was that?
Are you doing a bit right now?
No, I'm serious. What was
Dude,
that called?
I don't know. Like, the Beatles are gay. I don't know.
It's not that.
Jesus Christ. That was
But yeah, like he woke
horrible.
up and basically like he knew all the Beatles songs,
Yeah.
but nobody else knew. So he knew what they were missing. Right.
Yesterday?
Yesterday. Yesterday. That was yesterday. Yeah.
I was
All
going
right,
to
we all
say
had our fun
today.
now.
Yeah.
It's time
That was
to move
yesterday.
on.
Yeah.
Next week?
Have you ever seen Yesterday?
No.
Really?
But I know
not
like
good.
the premise.
Okay,
Yeah, it's a great
stop
premise.
it. Okay. Claire Sundbye.
Yeah.
Claire Sundbye. Let's.
Says the guy with the Beatles hat.
You would love the Beatles.
Okay.
Everyone does. Greatest band of all time.
What's
All right.
your favorite song?
The one called
what's your
Jonah
favorite
Needs to
song?
Shut the Fuck Up. All right.
Didn't John Lennon beat
John Lennon
Yoko
wrote
Ono?
that song. No, he
Probably.
did not. His first wife he
Okay.
slapped once. And you know how the world found out about that? John Lennon told the world.
Oh.
Because and like
I
this was
like
the 60s.
I mean I like the Beatles. Like I'm a fan.
No, a lot of people were
Imagine
all
by
like John Lennon was a
Lennon.
woman beater, and I'm like, look, obviously
I
it was
don't know.
bad, but he admitted that he did it. No one asked him.
Hey man,
no one
you
interviewed
can
her.
beat women as long as you say that
Yeah,
you
right.
did
Yeah,
it
yeah.
later.
Hold on, I'm not excusing that
Wait,
behavior.
zoom in on her. Say that again.
Can we get that? Okay, you could beat her as long as no, but look.
As
at
long
it
as
this
she's
way.
being a bitch, you can
Right.
beat her.
Look at it this way.
It's like
No.
I told you I was gonna hit you. So what are you fucking mad at? Like I don't get it.
I'm not sticking up for it at all. It's bad. Beating women's bad. But he had a fucking horrible childhood, a lot of mental health problems. And at the age of 24, he was the most famous person at that point in like the history of the world.
Right.
The Beatles were massive.
Yeah.
And and he slapped his wife one or twice, which was not good.
Not good.
But then again,
One or twice.
6
He
years
keeps
later
getting-
in an interview, he told the world, he probably could have got away with it forever, but he told the world because he was like, before Yoko, I was a real piece of shit. I was
Yeah.
a jealous guy. I was this. I had temper problems, all that stuff. Yeah. He has a
Yeah.
song called that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, all right.
Okay.
Claire Sundbye, you got to eliminate one of these
Okay,
three things.
I'm so
all right?
ready.
I'll give you three choices.
Okay.
You eliminate one of them from
Okay.
existence. Here we go.
I'm on it.
Like the movie Yesterday.
Cars.
Sorry.
See, I didn't mind. We talked before the podcast about you. I told you stop doing this.
Right.
I didn't mind that you
I
did
think
it.
it's
I
so
gave you your
funny.
time. I made funny faces at the camera.
Right.
I
Wait.
did what I could do. But I always try to tell you to shut the fuck up when I reset it.
Okay, all right, okay,
Because
okay,
when we
okay.
cut this into clips,
Right.
I can't have you interrupting and being like, no
Why
one
don't
knows
you
what
just,
that
why don't
is.
you just hit him?
No,
Like,
I
you're
should.
mad at
No
her.
one knows.
Yeah, no, it's fine as long as you apologize about tomorrow.
No, yeah. Because later,
It's fine.
I will cut these into. This is going to
He's
be a
never gonna
popular
learn if you don't
segment.
beat him.
That
You
would be
gotta
insane if
slap
you just
him.
knocked me the fuck out
This
right
would be
now.
a great
Do you know how many
segment.
views we'd get if you just like
So many. It's
podcast
coming.
host,
It's
yeah.
fucking coming, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coming like Claire at a fucking strip club, my friend. That's
Yeah.
what it's going to be. So listen, though.
Did you come?
I
honestly?
reset it. I
No,
let him
but
get his jokes
it was one
in.
of those things where I was like, if I tried hard, I could come right now.
Really?
But I didn't.
Nice. Yeah.
But I'm a
That's how,
very
that's,
I'm a
that's
mental
how I,
comer.
That's what I say in my head every time I have sex with a woman.
See, that's funny. Imagine if I would have interrupted that. Wouldn't that have
Yeah.
been terrible?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to reset it. And I swear
Fine,
to fuck.
okay,
You just
okay,
don't
all right.
because you're adding more
Just
work, man.
Like the movie yesterday.
That's why we don't get to half the fun questions we want.
Got it.
Is this.
I won't say a word.
Okay.
All right, Claire Sundbye, you got to eliminate one of these three. Okay, here we
Okay.
go. Cars, breakfast food, or live music.
I did it.
You eliminate them
Oh,
from
man.
existence.
So
Let's
you
go.
know
I'll
about
repeat
it the
again.
next day.
So
but
you
the
know.
people don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a movie we've seen.
Okay. I actually know my answer.
All right, just again, I want to reiterate. Cars, breakfast food, or live music, and show your work.
I would eliminate cars because then that would also eliminate all the amount of vehicular manslaughter deaths that occur.
Oh, I don't like that.
And
you
I
were
don't
nice with
think,
that.
you know, breakfast food or live music, with the exception of Travis Scott, ever killed anybody. Plus, you could just take trains places.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, we've learned now that society would be faster if we had like trains instead of cars, like those super fast ones they have in Europe.
Yeah, Chicago just tore up their highway again, and it took me way longer to get here because it's all fucked up.
Yeah, like
You
driving
know what?
kind
Now
of
that I
sucks.
think about it, I thought this was a good three, but it might not be one of my best ones.
No.
But
yeah,
I
those
thought,
were shitty.
Yeah.
well,
Frankly.
although
Yeah.
I bet in the if you're listening,
It's almost
in-
as shitty as the movie Yesterday.
Hold on. That had a great soundtrack though. But if you're listening to this, if you're from where you're from, Westboro, Kansas,
I like how you like
you're
the
probably
soundtrack for
thinking,
Yesterday was original and it had a great
I
sound.
said it
Yeah, it
was
was
original. I
Beatles
said
It was
songs.
Beatles songs.
like,
Yeah.
That's the joke, fuckhead, and you had to re-explain it.
Okay, it's
That's
like-
the joke. That's why
Yeah.
Austin's laughing so
Yeah.
hard because he got the joke originally. Great soundtrack though. Get it? Because it's
Yeah.
all Beatles songs.
Right.
I know, of course. Oh, really? They didn't have any original Beatles tracks for the fucking movie?
It would have been insane if they did.
So listen, if you're say you were still living in
Yeah.
Westboro, Kansas, you might think to yourself, I need a car. I need
Drive
my
a
truck.
horse.
Drive a horse.
My sister would take her horse through
Save a horse.
drive-throughs and stuff.
Fuck out of here.
no,
really?
really?
Yeah. Yes.
So I can't
You
walk
can't do
through a
that.
goddamn
Yes,
White
you can.
Castle, but she
go
could take
through
a horse.
When she was doing her horse shows, her and her
country.
friends would like go through Sonic and get slushies on the horses.
Yeah. Have you ever been like kind of taken back by like quick thinking, and then you're like, oh, that's really funny. Like I was in.
Have you
in
read a
college,
thought
I was
and
like,
been like, whoa?
like La Crosse, Wisconsin is one of the biggest Oktoberfests in the country, and I went there and I wanted to get Taco Bell. Their inside was closed, but all they were doing was drive through, and they weren't letting people. Like if you're not in a car, so there's a bunch of drunk people trying to
I hate
step
when
up,
that
jump up and
happens,
down
yeah.
on the thing to like had the car come through, and then the security guy was just like, if you're not on fucking four wheels, you can't do this. And then exactly at that moment, a drunk kid was pushing another kid in a wheelchair, and he goes, "Will this do?" I don't even know where the wheelchair came from. I just looked over and I'm
No
like, that is the
way.
funniest thing.
That is.
Yeah, and
Dude,
they
did it
let him
work?
go through the fucking drive-through, and I was so
Oh,
pissed about
man.
that.
But to counteract I feel like with cars, it's like scooters, bikes,
Yeah,
horses,
I agree.
tractors,
I agree.
trains, planes, boats.
You're right.
Well,
When I-
fucking our feet.
My problem is I wrote this segment while I was at a red light, and I thought to myself, fuck, I hate cars. I don't hate, look, I have a car, so it's convenient. It's great. There's a freedom to it.
You know what you do love? The Yesterday soundtrack.
There's a freedom to it. And so I thought, like, you could get around easier, and, waiting for a train sucks, waiting for a bus sucks, waiting for an Uber sucks.
But if there were
Get
no
up and go.
cars, then trains would be so much more efficient.
You'd think because we put more resources.
Yeah, we put all of our resources
No, I
into
agree.
it.
I am pro.
Stupid.
Wait, like, what'd you
I
go to
am
school for? You're like
pro
train engineer?
infrastructure.
I really need a job, so I'm telling everybody.
You don't even have
Yeah.
to go to school for that. You just fucking know, Mister. You don't take trains ever. You take
Yeah,
Ubers,
you just-
right?
No, I don't. I haven't taken the train since
Have
the,
autism, and then you
since
just
the-
know trains.
Trains.
Yeah.
It's not. It is so mean. By the way, why is it that people? Nothing to do with what you said, but it feels like everyone still makes fun of autism, and I think that's the next thing that everyone's going to fight back against.
Yeah.
Over the last
Yeah,
few years,
that's
there's a new
fair.
thing where people are like, "Stop making fun of that. Stop making
Yeah.
fun of that." I think that's the next one. Not to give you shit.
What's
but
the
I just
dumbest?
feel like
What's the
that's
dumbest
next
one? What's the dumbest one
fair.
that you're like, come on, man, like let's start making fun of these people again?
Gay people.
Well, yeah, I mean that's a given. Yeah, right.
That's a good question because I was thinking of the other day, like, I know there's some people who automatically think whatever the new thing is, you should just adapt and go with it. But I'm like, most of the time, yeah, but you should
Yeah.
still have some pushback. Like, not everything new is better. Maybe I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but I was talking about slang with a friend of mine recently. And it's like, remember the word on fleek? That's horrible slang. And it only lasted for about 18 months. And thank God.
What does it
bad.
mean? What is the?
That was
like-
slang in like 2018 for a little bit. Someone would say
I've
that
heard it,
shit's
but
on
like,
fleek.
what is like the?
It meant like cool or it's on
Yeah.
par or
But I'm saying,
whatever.
why is it bad?
It just sounded bad.
Oh,
It's not.
Yeah.
The meaning isn't bad. It sounds bad. Like, but some people,
mean,
some people prescribe or subscribe. I'm sorry to the rationale that anything new is better. Whatever the
Right.
new thing is. Oh, NFTs is the new hot shit. Instead of questioning that, being like, it sounds kind of fucking dumb. They go, oh, dude, you're gonna be left behind. Whatever's
Right.
new is always the new thing. No,
Yeah.
not
that's
the new
such like
thing
a
is not
that's
always
such
great.
like a specific brand of people though.
But there's a lot of people like that though too. But
I don't prescribe to that. So
You know what I subscribe to is if you're looking for a good new
Oh, here we go.
like good new music, I'd say I prescribe
movie
you to yesterday.
But honestly though, I didn't
really fucked
say
that one up.
new or original. You said that movie sucked, and I said good soundtrack.
Yeah, but soundtrack-
wait,
Sounds
so
good, yeah.
you
And then you said there's
Oh.
not an original song on it, and I'm like, no shit.
I know. I just had to call out the obvious.
There you go.
Yeah,
Austin
okay.
off camera said he subscribes to Let's Get
Joe,
Down Podcast.
what's your answer?
Oh yeah,
on
what's your
question?
answer?
On something we should start making fun of again.
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah.
Women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Women and
Or
cops.
everybody.
We've
Women
had
and
it-
cops.
we've had it
People
too
make fun of
good
cops
lately.
still because in our bubble, right? Here's what I've noticed. I was thinking about this recently. In the like 90s, I was watching maybe it was a Seinfeld
In the
episode or
90s?
something. Late 90s, early 2000s even. I was
I
watching
was being
some.
born while you were doing that.
Yeah, no. You were born what, 97? 96?
97.
97, yeah. My
I like the
brother
idea
was-
if that was
my
true,
younger,
like,
my youngest,
you were-
my younger
he was in
brother
the
was
room
born
while you were
97.
born
Yeah, he
doing
was
this.
there.
I was
watching
there.
it.
You know what I'm
I'm
thinking
your dad.
about?
I fucked your mom. Anyway, I did not.
I hope so.
She's probably a looker. But so
Jesus Christ.
Joe,
I
that
said
is-
her mom's probably a looker.
Yeah,
That's
but
a
why
bad
do you
thing to
think
say.
that?
Yeah, why do you think that?
Because she's really turning heads.
I
Ugh. Can you guys switch seats? I don't feel safe.
I feel like if the camera zoomed in on me right now, I would look like the Mad Magazine fucking guy. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, come on, guys.
I didn't even get that reference.
Yeah, me neither. Old.
Mad, you know, Mad Magazine.
I'm older than you. Yeah, of
Mad
course I do,
Magazine?
yeah.
You know, Mad Magazine.
Dude, I don't know any of the shit you're talking about.
You know what
Yeah,
kills
right.
me about?
No idea
Here's
what's
this
going
shit.
on.
Here's the most old
Why don't you
man
tell her how
I'll
good
sign.
Frasier was?
I actually didn't like Frasier. I like Cheers. I didn't like Frasier. Here's the most old man I'm going to sound on this podcast. I am sick and tired of everyone I meet under the age of 30 telling me they don't know shit before the year they were born.
Yeah.
It shows how stupid and dumb they are. They always do the thing. It's like, that happened before I was born. I don't know that. Yeah, World War II happened before I was fucking born too, but I know it. Like, you know shit. The Beatles were before I was fucking born. I know who the fuck they are.
For some people, they're going to be introduced from yesterday. You know that,
like,
right?
There's so many
that's
shows.
I was introduced from this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. The podcast is going to be impossible to clip because every time a good thing comes about, the B host, which is what you really are, really you're the goddamn C host, he will fucking ruin the momentum of it by bringing up a fucking joke that is just like, dude, I'm telling you, this is episode 6.
But think about all the clips you'll have.
We're gonna lose listeners each week. Look, we're launching next week. This is a thing for the listeners. The podcast is coming out first week of April. This
For
is
the people listening
6.
now?
Yeah, what? It'll be in that
Guys,
time.
Hey, welcome to
fuck?
episode 6. The show will be first be released.
Those of you listening at this exact moment for the first time to episode 6 know that it took us, we did 6 episodes before we launched. This is what you're knowing. I'm staring right at the camera for this.
I like the idea of like, let's
I
say
want-
in 6 weeks, time travel has been
Terrible
created.
host. Such a terrible
Right?
co-host.
And
You're
then-
the worst co-host of all time.
then-
You interrupt constantly.
No, but
you
like-
don't bring anything new. You
Hosts
repeat
bring things new.
gags.
No.
You fuck up all.
Spit on this.
So that'd be hilarious if like in 6 weeks they create time travel, right? And somebody's listening to the 6th episode for the first time, and they're like, I could go back in time and experience it for the first time, and then goes back.
What you're doing is no different than when a comedian brings up an inside joke on a podcast where it's like, dude, we're not
don't
just
think
doing
so.
this.
No,
Yeah,
no
that's
one.
the same thing. Because when I said you're listening right now, I'm talking to the person who's listening at this exact moment. I was going to tell them, hey, we're
Should I
6
leave?
episodes in.
Right.
We're 6 episodes in, right?
This
Should
is
I
the
go
podcast.
and let
We're
you
not
guys
This is the
launching
podcast.
it.
have
And
a
I want it to be known right now that I
Austin, seriously,
predict
should I go?
after 6 episodes, we're going to have less viewers each in each
How can you
week.
have less than 0?
Yeah, what?
So when this episode comes
you an
out
idiot?
when this episode comes out in mid-May,
Yeah.
we will have less viewers than we did when we launched in April.
Yeah, well then think about all the
Because
LGBTQ
of all the stupid fucking running
people
gags.
I'll bring to
I
listen
asked
to
you
this.
to stop doing the fucking yesterday thing before the podcast started. If you do it next week, I'm walking away. I'm gonna walk out. I'm not fucking around, man.
Joe,
I've never been more serious about anything.
I
than goddamn
know
life.
you are. It's funny though.
It was, but like you just keep doing it though.
Because you keep
Every
getting mad.
segment you bring up
If you-
yesterday.
Okay.
It's what it was fine for the chunk.
Okay.
But now you bring
Okay.
it up every time. We're
Okay,
gonna
fine.
ask Claire another question. You're
Yeah,
gonna be like,
I'll
"Oh, Claire, did you discover that yesterday? Did you discover it yesterday, Claire?
Is that my
Or was
voice?
it today or
First off,
tomorrow?
I don't sound like that.
I don't know.
That's exactly what you sound like. I thought it was you talking.
Yeah,
No,
right?
do I sound like that? I don't sound like that at all. Okay.
No, because like, dude, like
I just feel like he's
I want to have fun, and this post
Yeah, we're having
podcast is supposed
fun.
to be
I'm
it's
having a
supposed
great
to be
time.
about having fun, and we have a theme and all that shit. But this is my 9th podcast. If this one doesn't work, I'm not doing podcasts anymore.
Right.
It's over for
Right.
me. You know what I mean? It's like with my next special. If that doesn't hit, it's over. Okay?
I know.
I can't this is my last hurrah.
No,
No, we want
you're
you to
our
stay
guest.
here.
Sit down.
You're
You're
our
our
guest.
guest. Sit down and watch
You're our
mom and
guest,
dad
you have to
argue.
watch us fight.
Yeah. Don't you miss family?
Yeah, that was gonna say I'm
Yeah.
triggered in my childhood. Just like you have to hit him. He's never gonna learn.
Don't do that.
not gonna hit
Don't
Jonah.
say please don't do that because it's gonna annoy me. I think the only child in me comes out. Even though Joe's younger, I still think of him as like an older brother. So
Yeah,
it's
he
like
has
I just
that
want to
energy.
poke the bear a little bit.
No, it's fun.
Is there
but,
anything
like,
else
just-
you want to let out
no
about
one to clamp it.
problems you have with the podcast?
that would be a whole nother fucking podcast.
Okay.
That'll be the next one I do after this one.
Right.
Oh
actually.
god, that was so funny.
Yeah. Well, let's start fixing it now before
This
yesterday.
is so funny and so uncomfortable.
Well, I'll let you. I'm gonna take a moment to gather myself. You
Okay.
could. You could.
Yeah,
ask
you
Claire
do.
a
I
We'll
have
question.
a- I have a
chat,
question. I have a question.
Okay, sweet.
Okay.
Sorry I clogged your toilet.
I have a question. What?
Sorry I clogged your toilet.
Oh, it's okay. I don't
Thank
give a
you.
shit about that.
Okay. Yeah. Woo, woo.
Claire, what's the dumbest thing about being gay?
Having sex with women.
No, seriously. Like, what's like? I thought that'd be silly.
What's the dumbest thing about being gay?
Because I feel like it's always people asking you like, what's it like being gay?
What's the dumb? Oh, you know
Like,
what
what's
the
dumb
you know what the
about-
dumb? You know, I'll tell you what
what's
the
dumb about
dumbest
being
thing
gay?
about it
Yeah.
is. I hate like. Okay, I'll have to like tell a very short story
Yeah,
to
of
give an
course.
example.
Yeah.
I remember I was on a date with a girl that I dated, and it was like early on in the relationship, so she didn't know that I like took insane shits yet. And we were on this date, and then she had me. This is before I don't eat meat anymore, but at the time, other than pussy, but at the time I was eating
Oh,
meat.
nice.
So she was like,
Got
I want you to
the
try
meaty
duck,
lips.
and I'd never tried duck before. So we went to this restaurant, and I ate a duck sandwich, and instantly I was like, shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And she was like, oh, I'll go with you. Because like we're both women going to this. So then I had to go and like not shit and hold it in because I was like, she'll hear it. And then
that's weird. Like going to the bathroom partner. I never thought about that. Did you ever do that with your wife like in college? Where you'd go pee in the bathroom together?
No.
Yeah,
and then we had girls that wanted to do that. I don't know. I never.
Yeah, that's like the worst part.
The only time my wife and I.
Yeah.
One time my wife and I shared a bathroom. It was St. Patrick's Day parade, and there was a porta potty. And I went in there.
Did you fucking a porta potty?
No, we didn't have sex in a porta potty.
Okay, good, thank God.
No woman wants to put their ass on a porta potty seat.
Yeah.
So she kind of like held on to me as she like hovered over it.
Yeah.
So I was just being a really good guy helping my drunk girlfriend.
Sex in a porta potty is what I call anal.
We didn't have sex, and we weren't going to the bathroom.
What
at
I
the
call
same time.
Sunday.
Have you had sex in a porta potty before?
No, unfortunately, no.
You made me think you did.
Unfortunately,
But,
no.
Well, you're 4'11", which is the perfect.
I've had
height
sex
for
in a
that kind of
bathroom
thing.
stall before. But not
Sure.
buddy,
Nice.
no. But to answer your question, yes, the bathroom situation sucks. Because then I remember there was another time where I was talking to this girl in my college, and I was at school took a big shit, classic me, and there was like a line. So then I walked out and saw her, and she went into the stall that I had just.
Oh no!
So she saw
just
like
destroyed.
Oh.
What did you say? Like, hey, somebody's shitting there.
Well, I was just like, oh hey, and then she
You're
went
like, I don't
in
know
there,
what's going on,
and
but
then
it
I was
smells
like,
like my
we
shit.
are not going on another date.
Are you more worried about like the massiveness of it, or like how much it reeks?
It was both. The
bigger shit smell worse, right? There's got to be science.
I don't know.
behind
I mean,
that.
to be honest, I don't think my shit smell that bad.
No,
they're just like
I know it's because like today you thought you clogged my toilet.
Yeah, and you went in there.
I went in there right away, not thinking that I would smell some dirty ass shit.
Yeah.
The first time, like, is it hard for you to be like the first time you're like, I'm gonna go take a shit?
No, not anymore. No, because like that was like when I was first starting dating, so I was nervous about it. But now it's kind of just like, this is what you get with me. Like, I'm gonna take shits. You know what I mean?
Nice. Yeah. It's hard for me. Like I like jokingly told my girlfriend, I think the first time, like, I'm gonna go upstairs to the bathroom. I'm gonna like check the pipes up there. She goes, are you gonna go jerk off? And I was like, no, I'm taking a shit. She goes, oh, that's better. Why don't you say that?
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't know.
That?
So now she's just like, every time I go to the bathroom, she's gonna go jerk off again. I'm like, that's not what I meant. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Did I ever say that?
Is it worse jerking off or taking a massive dump like on a first date?
Taking it? No. You
taking a massive dump
is normal.
It's
on a first date though, public poops.
But I public poop all day, every day.
All day, every day.
All day, every day.
All day, every day. What
Dude,
about the?
I shit constantly.
Would you shit if the door was ripped off?
You need to get your colon checked.
Have you been to Reggie's Bar?
Would you make eye contact? Would you do a lot of eye contact with people? No,
I
shut
would.
up.
I would.
Yeah.
I would.
Like, you want this? You jealous about this shit?
I could make another shit right now if you want to test me on my willingness.
Well, don't do that, please.
I would do
after
it.
the podcast, I actually want to see if she can squeeze out another
totally fucking do that if this is a dare.
Dude,
You've already clogged the toilet.
Did you ever shit with the door open in front of your girlfriends?
Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Really? You're one of those? I used to get in arguments with my ex-girlfriend.
Shut the door, you
She would
animal.
shit with
What's
the
wrong?
door open.
I wouldn't, like, when we lived in a studio, I wouldn't, like, leave it wide open and be like, look at me, taking a shit, you know? But I would, like, whatever.
It's really long when you pick it up. Like,
Yeah. I used to live with some roommates in college, and I would do this thing.
You used to live with roommates in college?
I live with roommates now, but I lived with these two girls, and they were both like very like, oh, they didn't want anyone to know they took shits and stuff.
Yeah.
And I would do this thing where I would take a crazy shit, and then I'd be like, oh my god, come to the bathroom, I need you guys, and then come in, and then it'd be like my shit.
Oh, that's funny.
And I'd be like, got ya.
Did I tell the story about one of my girlfriend's friends had a bad problem with her stomach?
No.
I didn't? Okay. So there's a story where one of my girlfriend's friends like hooked up with some dude, I think like at a bar or whatever. It's basically the first time they were together and they didn't really know each other.
Okay.
And then she was hungover when she woke up and she was like, had a shit really bad. So she went to the bathroom and it's kind of what happened to you.
Wait, you told me this story.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, so I won't.
You told me it at Laugh Factory.
Then I won't tell it anymore. Thanks. Okay, so anyway, so here's the next question.
Shut the fuck up, please.
And I'm a fucking bad host? What are you talking about? It's a bad guess.
Thank you. Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Dude, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, because Joe doesn't know the story. So,
Okay.
so she goes to the bathroom and takes a big old shit, big old dumper like that, right? It was like a solid shit, and then tries to flush the toilet. That toilet's broken. Well, she forgot to mention that he was like, something happened to the toilet, whatever. Broken, couldn't do it, didn't know what to do. Opened the window, scooped out her shit, threw it out the window. She had to do that. Could you imagine being like,
what'd she scoop? Would she just do the
Wait.
toilet
Her
paper
hand.
on the hand?
No, just
her
with her bare
She's
hand.
still
She
drunk.
used her
Oh my
mouth.
God.
She was
Could
like,
you imagine?
Okay,
How
bobbing
about
for
this story? Could you imagine just walking your dog underneath that window? Or it's landing on a car? Like, who the fuck shits
like,
on
it
a
hits
car?
you in the face.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always wanted to
I
shit
wish.
on someone's windshield as like ultimate revenge.
Okay.
Because the wipers. Think about the windshield wipers trying to get big
I shit
Claire-sized logs
on
off
a porch once.
Shit on a
Rang the
porch?
doorbell. Well,
Wait, you shit on the porch.
Okay,
we're
wait.
done shitting, then
I'm
ring the
mixing up the
doorbell.
story. I took a shit on a paper plate, put the plate on the porch, rang the doorbell.
Because you got to present it.
Yeah.
Right.
You
The
put a little
presentation.
garnish
Yeah,
on
right.
I
there?
sprinkled a
leaf?
little, yeah, a little.
It didn't soak through the bottom of that paper plate.
No, it was
That's
a,
some nice paper
rock
plates.
solid turd.
Good
yeah.
plate.
Well, I
How
took
did
a
you- wait, how
shit-
did you
This
do
is
that?
like a baptism plate.
Did you shit on it or did you pick it up and put it in there?
I shit on the plate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And then-
Accuracy.
Why?
And then-
Can we get why?
Okay, it's like a whole thing. When you asked
Is
me,
it a whole? I mean, it was
I
a
remember
whole thing.
you when you were describing the podcast, you were like, think of like the stupidest things you've ever
Yeah,
done. And this is actually
yeah.
one of the things I thought about.
Really?
It was Halloween. I was 13. Me and my friends were like, oh, let's do a prank. And we were gonna like do the thing where you put dog shit in a bag and light it on fire and stuff. But we
Yeah.
like did not. We were at her like uncle's house. We didn't have a dog or like a paper plate or like. And her mom was like, I'm not letting you guys put fire. So I was like, oh, I'll just shit. So they held the paper plate and I took a shit on it. And then her
in front of
mom-
your friends.
Yeah.
No stage
Yeah.
fright at all.
You
huh?
No.
fucking people are weird.
And
You Baptists.
and then I was dressed like Kesha because it was Halloween. And then her mom
Of course.
drove us to my house because she was like, I don't want you guys leaving this on a stranger's house. And I was like, oh, we'll just leave it for my parents. So we drive to my house and I like put the plate on the porch and like rang the doorbell. And then I don't know why, but like as my dad was opening it, I was like, oh fuck,
hear that
maybe this
part.
was a bad idea. Maybe I'll get in trouble. So he like opens the door and looks down and sees it. And then he looks up and sees me like a few feet away hiding in the bushes. And he's like, Claire, did you do this? And I was suddenly just like, no, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
I
who
don't
did that.
know
He
who
goes,
did that.
He goes, I'm your dad. I know your shit.
And then he was like, and then I got scared and I was like, it's not shit, it's just chocolate. And he was like, then why does it smell bad?
Oh, gross.
He was like kind of mad. He was like, why would you do this? And I didn't have a reason. I was like, I
Yeah.
don't know. I thought it'd be funny, but now it's weird.
That's worse when like a prank backfires.
Yeah.
And
And
you're
then someone's
"Come
like,
on."
why did you do this? And you're like, it's so hard when you're just like, I thought it would be funny, but clearly I misread the whole situation.
Mhm. That's really funny.
I'm still not over the part where your friends held the plate.
Yeah, that's
Why do they
insane.
need to hold
Yeah,
the plate?
I
Yeah.
know they did.
Th-
I
that's
think
a one
we were
person-
No,
scared.
Joe,
it
Joe,
was-
we don't understand because that's a gay thing.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
this was before Claire was
Okay.
out.
I don't know why they like. You know what? Okay, this is.
They just want to see that
I remember
ass.
one
They
of them
wanted
was,
to watch
one of
some
them was
poop come
holding
out.
it, and the other one was like, because
Like,
the problem
like
was
cutting off with a knife. so it fits
I
perfectly?
didn't really have to
I wanna hear
shit.
this.
I didn't have to shit, but I was like, guys, for the bit, I'll push one out.
Oh my god.
So like I was like, oh, like it was like deep in there. And so I remember at one point I was like, feed me candy to try to get this out. So there's like a turd coming out of me and it will not come out because like it wasn't ready. So one of them's holding the plate and one of them is feeding me candy.
You're
and
shitting
I'm
while you're
like,
eating? Who shits when they eat?
well, I'm trying to like,
And also, how do you think a body works? You think it's just instant?
we were fucking idiots. And I'm like muscling this turd out and they're feeding me like Laffy Taffy.
You guys don't know how constipation works, apparently.
You know what's funny about that is somebody's fetish.
I know.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's
Especially
crazy.
the fact that we were 13.
Like if you took a picture of that, you'd be a millionaire right now. Do you understand that? Like
Yeah.
Bezos would pay.
I'm
you.
like, well, it's a good thing. I've got
Yeah.
a video. No, I'm kidding. I
Yeah.
wish. Yeah, it's
do
probably
you
one
really
of the.
wish you had a video of that?
Yeah,
No, you don't.
honestly,
Just
I
on the
do.
cloud? In
Just
the
to
cloud?
prove it, because some people like don't believe me, and I'm like, I swear to fucking God, that'd be so crazy to make up that I did that.
Yeah.
And then me and my dad never spoke about it until I did some jokes about it once, and then he came to that show, and it was like, we hadn't spoken about it in like 10 years, and then I was like, hey, do you remember that? And he was like, yeah.
Yeah.
No one
He's like-
forgets when their
that'd be
daughter
funny if he was
shits on a
like,
plate and does
"This
it on
would
their own
be- yeah.
porch.
Yeah, exactly
Yeah.
what Joe said. That'd be insane if he
I
was
think
just
he
like,
was just so
oh yeah, I
confused.
forgot about that. I forgot about that time you took a shit on a plate and put in front of my door.
for like all the neighbors to see.
Yeah. Would it be funny like if he did that to your mom and your mom was like, did you do that again? And then that's how you found out that that's a family thing that you do?
Sunbye tradition.
Okay, so I got another question here. What's
Okay.
the dumbest opening line to a first date?
Ooh.
What's the dumbest thing you could say to somebody?
Oh, that's a really good question.
I know. That's why
I
want
wanna
to
get up
Oh,
in
I
that
think
hole.
maybe the dumbest would be like, so who's paying?
Okay.
That's pretty
Yeah,
dumb.
yeah.
What's the
probably.
dumbest thing where you're like, if they like this, they're gonna love it. If they don't like it, I gotta leave like immediately.
I'd be like, the dumbest thing that I think I would say that
Yeah.
could probably being like, oh, so you're a dyke too?
Dyke too. Okay.
I would
Who does,
probably
real quick,
say
who
that
does
just to
pay on
know
a
for
lesbian
funny.
date?
With my last relationship, she was 10 years older than me and way more financially
Whoa.
stable, so she paid because I was poor.
Yeah.
But I would always offer, but she'd be like, no, you're in college and poor.
Yeah.
What's the
What if
age?
what if you walked? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna
No,
say,
I'm
what's
sorry.
Oh, now you guys
what's
are
the age
Now we
thing?
respect each other. Yeah. What's dad's mad?
Make out
Yeah.
now.
Yes,
Yeah.
Man, what's the I love you, Jonah.
That's
What's the like age? Like, how do people view age with dating in the lesbian world?
I think it's the same as straight people.
Same
I honestly
straight. I
think
didn't know
it
if there
is.
was,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
'cause
I mean, I think it's just harder to meet people, so age gaps are more understanding. I don't know.
I'm going to throw some ages out there randomly for fun.
Throw them out there.
Okay.
Throw them out there.
34, 23. Yay or nay?
It's hard to judge because I would need to like meet the people and see where they're at in life. Because I feel like where you're at in life is very indicative too.
Yeah.
You know, like right now I'm 25. I couldn't fathom dating a college kid. That just feels
Really?
like such a difference.
Because you're
I'm
a
just
different
like,
person.
because I'm just like, I know where mindset my mind was at that age or at that time of my life, and it's so different from where I just see life now that I wouldn't want to date somebody that's like going through that.
Right.
Okay, well, Jonah's 40. Imagine he was a hot woman, which isn't that hard to believe. Look at this guy.
Honestly, yeah, you'd be a
attractive
very
man.
beautiful
Very
woman.
attractive.
My mom was gorgeous.
So-
you know, I found out that my mom was gorgeous. Here's the story. I was
fucked
watching
her?
Yeah. That's how I found out. That's how I found out she could take
The
a
father
beating.
divorced
Oh my
her.
God.
Yeah.
I was.
She divorced him. Sorry.
I was watching Saturday Night Live with my friends. Weekend Update was on. Tina Fey was there, and I looked and I
Oh,
go,
wow.
I go. You know, Tina Fey's kind of really fucking hot. And my friends go, she is. And then they go, she looks just like your mom. And I go, she does look just like my mom. And then they told me about how hot my mom is, how much I wanted to plow her. And I'm like, well, I also think my mom's hot too now, I guess. So I have to accept that. Okay,
Join the
cool.
club.
Milf.
Yeah. You're like,
Oh,
oh, more
sorry.
competition. Damn it.
Yeah. It's always suck when you're just like, oh yeah, my mom is
Well,
kinda
we're
hot.
wrapping up. I was going to say, do we finish that last
We
question?
were wrapping
before-
up.
Oh, I think
We are.
we're
We got
just
like 10
getting
minutes.
started.
We got 10 minutes left on the podcast.
Yeah, I would say like, you know, for you, if you walked in and the first thing you said on the first date was like, dude, I fucking took a huge shit today.
No, well, the question
That'd be
was, would
good,
you date a
'cause
40-year-old hot Jonah?
Oh.
You're 25. Would you
Okay.
date a hot 40-year-old hot
After
Jonah?
seeing this house, yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
What about 38-year-old hot female me?
You got kids. No way.
Yeah, I
No
got baggage.
way, dude.
Really?
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Would you never date a
Austin's
woman with
signaling
kids?
to you right now, it looks like.
Not right now.
Not right now.
Because it's like
Do you want kids?
I'm so poor. Like I can't.
Yeah.
I literally don't even have the mindset to fathom being responsible for anybody
Right.
else. I can barely take care of myself.
Yeah. Okay.
It was-
How about this?
What are you saying to me? Oh yeah.
What's up?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
that'll
We were
cheer me
gonna
up.
open
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
found this out. So I asked.
Yeah.
I asked
I
her to
came
do the
late.
podcast.
Everyone was here before
I asked
me.
her to do a
Sorry.
podcast, and then the first thing she said was, "All the comedians in Chicago want to have sex with Joe.
Yeah.
All
And
the
I-
comedians?
Yep.
The
All the
dudes
females.
too?
Well, I'm sure like the
Yeah.
The dudes
Yeah.
too,
A lot
I
of them
more
think
special.
you're like hot. Think
Like
you're
a
like a
real hot-
zaddy or whatever.
A zaddy?
Yeah. I don't.
What does
get
that
it.
mean? That means I'm a dad?
Like a hot dad. Yeah.
Ah, okay,
Like,
I'll
oh,
take
he's
that.
a zaddy.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, ladies. Means a lot to me.
And then
That's
Claire's
what's
gonna
annoying,
mention
though, is
every
that I
single comedian
can't.
that said
Yeah,
it.
name
I have a
them
list of
all.
names.
Yeah.
Name them all so that way it's awkward.
I hate
every
doing
time
the thing
we're
where like in my
on.
head I'm like, what about me? What do they say?
No,
about
I
me?
want you to say it again. Look it right into that camera. That way, the next time my wife gives me any kind of attitude, I can show her this clip
There's-
and be like, "Hey, there's fucking options out there."
Yeah.
There are a lot of young, impressionable women in the
Ah,
comedy
I
scene.
made it worse.
That's why I said when you become like more famous and more powerful, you're gonna take advantage of those young women. I know it.
I would never.
No, don't.
No,
don't.
I don't like dating down. I only want to date up.
Oh, that's good. Me
I
too.
get that. A lot
I
of
feel the
don't
same
know
way.
why.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Yes. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
why I'm glad you said that.
I'm just attracted to like
As a
more
person who's
mature.
confident, right?
Yeah.
Let me
That's
ask.
why I never understood like guys. Sorry to interrupt you, but I never understood like when
Yeah.
guys are just like a lot of females. Our friends are females that are straight, like have problems with like men, like having the girl be funnier. I'd rather have everyone I've ever dated has always been really funny, and I always wanted them to be funnier than me.
Yeah,
which is
but
really
it's like
easy,
because you're
by the way,
secure
but-
with yourself as a person,
Right,
you know?
yeah. It's like, why
if
would you wanna be
if
around
you
somebody
need your
who's fun to
partner
be
to be
around?
like less than
Right.
in terms of qualities you admire, then that just means you need to make yourself feel better.
Yeah, like why do you want to fucking date like a wet blanket?
Yeah,
It's the worst.
exactly.
Yeah, just
Totally,
have fun.
Totally. So, do you think the women in the scene who like me or whatever, is it because I'm a dad?
I think that plays a part of
Is
it.
No,
that
but I
plays
think
a part
you've
of
like,
it? Okay.
I was
Yeah,
talking to
for
my
sure.
girlfriend about this. You've really come into your own. You've always been attractive, but you've really come into your own looks these last. Like you got that.
I
glow
told
up.
him when I walked
you
in, I
got
wanna
that late
shave.
thir-
I wanna
You got
shave
that
my
late
beard.
30s glow up. I was watching videos.
I wanna shave
I
my
sent him
beard.
pictures. Been like,
I
Joe,
wanna
you look
shave.
really fucking good on camera here. Like I sent him because I was scrolling through my pictures today, and I saw a couple. Yeah, right. I was like, Joe, dude, you look like you got a good outline here, brother. Yeah.
I think it's like
Whatever,
yeah. I think the dad thing plays into it.
Oh, okay,
For
I'm
sure,
just
for
curious
sure.
about that.
Here's kind of a question that we ask everybody, or
Okay,
I've asked
okay.
once other time. Claire, why are you dumb?
Oh, okay. I think because I'm gay, that's definitely.
You think so?
About
Do you think that
80%
makes you
of it.
look a little-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
When do you catch yourself in what situations?
I'm
where you're
pretty
like, oh, dude,
socially.
I'm
I'm
dumb?
pretty socially inept.
Really?
Like things like self checkouts. I don't know what to do.
Oh, so thank you
I
for
don't
bringing that
know
up.
what to do.
Right. So would you
Parallel
rather-
parking. I parked in the middle of your street. I couldn't figure it
Yeah.
out. I couldn't figure it out.
It's like normal tasks. Like
I
by
drive like
yourself
I've never
tasks.
seen a car before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a problem like social? Like, so you would rather go through the checkout? Have somebody check you out and have like a bag or
I don't want to do any of it.
Do you know? Okay, so when I was a kid, I was with my grandmother and I saw how the bagger was bagging.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, was
yeah,
bagging
yeah.
everything. And I was like, and I was really obsessed with like stacking things and like making sure it was all like that. And I looked at my grandmother and I go, I want to do that. I want to be that when I'm older, like when I get older.
What'd
And
she say?
Well, she looked at the kid and it was a mentally challenged kid that was doing it, and she thought I meant I want to be retarded when I grow up.
No way.
I want to be mentally challenged.
And
when
she
I
was
grow
like,
up.
"You're on the right track, buddy."
And she goes, Jonah, that's a very special gift that that's a very special gift, and I don't know that that's gonna work for you. So I was like, I'll never be good enough to be a bagger.
What a good response for your grandma.
I know, she was just like, that's
pretty
just what.
genius.
That's a very great
Yeah,
family right
yeah,
there.
yeah.
That's one of the reasons I love grocery stores so
Just
much.
imagine just like a grandmother and pointing at like a special needs person and be like, I want to be that.
Yeah. And then she's like, "You will never be
Yeah, you'll
that."
never. That is better than you'll ever fucking be.
But it's when you mentioned that, I thought to myself, I was talking about this not that long ago with someone about like stores I like a lot. And grocery stores are always the top of my list because not only can you get food and everything, but they usually have a bulletin board where you could like put up like, oh, come see this play or whatever
Yeah.
like that. And they go out of their way. I don't know if it's going out of their way, but they hire a lot of people with special needs, which is great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like such a thing that like, so when I hear about like these food deserts, like neighborhoods on like the south side of Chicago or west side of Chicago, or, you know, every city's got that neighborhood or two that are just like, they need a grocery store down there.
Yeah.
They call them food deserts because they take like buses and trains
Oh, that
to get
sucks.
food. That's why grocery stores
Yeah.
have, I don't know, I have a weird like fondness for grocery stores. I said all this to my friend. He's like, oh, that's really sweet. So would you ever want to open a grocery store? I go, fuck no, that sounds horribly
Yeah.
exhausting.
Yeah.
It sounds
There's so
exhausting.
much.
It's a lot to take care of.
It's a
You
lot
gotta
of
order it.
vendors
Yeah,
you have
it's
to
so
build
much inventory.
relationships
Right.
with.
Yeah, it's a, I mean, even the
Some
relationship
grocery
part.
stores still sell DVDs. That's insane.
They do.
Whoa.
Yeah, what would you sell? What would you put in there? If you were to pick movies that would go in the DVD.
There's this movie that I recently heard about. I've never seen it before, but it features music. I'm
Okay.
so
Do
scared.
it, Claire. Don't be afraid.
Hey,
I don't know. I mean, it's like
Okay.
it's.
Is
I
it
got
the
two-
danger? I got a little.
I might watch it tomorrow.
okay, one quick question.
I'm a bit of a bad boy. Do you think that's why the female community in Chicago?
Yeah, you are a
No.
bad boy. You're a bad boy.
No, it's a bad thing.
Now hit him.
Yeah.
No, I don't have that. I used to have that reputation.
Now hit
You know
me.
that.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah, you got an
This
English.
I don't
podcast
think
doesn't end until one of you
this-
hits the other one.
This
I know,
generation,
that's how it ends.
this
That's
new
how it
wave.
gets good. That's how it should start.
You either have to kiss or hit each other.
But you know, the new wave doesn't know I have a bad temper because I've been pretty clean with my. I've been like clean and
Joe, can I
sober
be honest with you?
temper wise.
Can I be honest with you? That is not true.
They still think
Everybody
I have a bad
thinks
temper.
you really, yeah.
Austin's shaking his head. Really? How
Yeah.
the fuck?
Everybody knows how mad you
shredded,
get.
I thought I shredded that.
Well, that's
Or
the problem,
shredded?
too, is, like-
shed. I
No,
don't
but
know.
like it gets passed on, and like you've had moments on stage where you just like you did with me, like you're funny about it, but you just have these moments where, you know, actually, I think
He's
now's
gonna get
the
mad.
time.
He's gonna get
Now's the
mad
time. Dr. Smith, can you come in? We're gonna actually talk to Joe.
I did not know that.
No, but it's like funny, but you're not like where you
I
scared
do
people.
Therapy on Wednesday. I'll bring this up and a whole new thing. I thought I was making progress. I thought people didn't know.
I didn't know that you had like a anger thing.
You know,
at
we should
all.
in
I
a
had no
segment. What
idea.
we should do is you should record those segments,
I
and
was a
then,
real
and then we
wild
should
card
break
back in
down.
the
We
day.
should break down the things that you said to your therapist.
Yeah.
How great would that be if we're like, Joe, what did you mean by this? And then kind of figure it out, or also be like, dude, that's a really bad advice that you got. That'd be kind of fun. Would you
Yeah.
be willing to do that? Or is that
No.
breaking?
No.
Okay.
I'd do that.
I would do it.
What's the dumbest, meanest thing someone's ever said to you that where you're like, it was so mean,
Oh,
or it's so mean that you just kind of have to laugh about it?
Oh God.
Because you ever been like that, like in an argument with somebody and
Yeah.
they say something, like Joe's done that with me where he's hit me kind of hard and I'm like, all right, that's pretty funny though.
I've never hit you.
No, but like
yeah,
when
I gotta
somebody says
go.
something, you're like, that's pretty funny though.
Oh man, I'm trying to think. The first thing that came to mind is something my mom said that I'm not gonna repeat.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, obviously don't. You know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me think. Hmm.
How about this? Have you ever said something to somebody where you're like, that was really fucking mean, but that was pretty funny?
Damn, I don't really get in a lot of fights.
Okay.
To be
No
totally
verbal, yeah,
honest.
Yeah. Or that you heard
Ah.
somebody else say to somebody where you're just like, God, that was fucked up, but that was pretty.
Oh God,
Pretty
I'm
funny.
thinking. This is a really, really deep question. What's the meanest thing you've ever said to anybody?
Yeah.
Or said
So that
somebody
it was so mean, you
said?
almost were proud about it. You know what I mean?
No, I don't.
Yeah, this is one.
Okay, can Joe answer first while I think
No,
about it?
I don't know if I have an
Oh.
answer for it, or at least one that I could think about in my head. This is a real loaded question.
Yeah, it's a real
this
loaded
is a
one.
to be continued question.
It's a
I feel
toughie.
I just like, I mean, I've dated some, I mean, I don't mention this on the podcast before, but like, I've dated some people that have said some really fucked
Yeah,
up things to
no,
me. Where,
I'm
like,
thinking of
we're
things
like,
my
we're
girlfriend
like, it's
said,
like we're in the middle of an
ex-girlfriend.
argument, but like, I almost want to like, hey, pause and move over and be like, okay, as a comedian, that was really funny. Like,
Okay,
that was so
I
many
have
that was
one.
funny.
I
Like, how did
have
you,
one.
oh,
you
Okay,
got
because
one?
she didn't
Great.
say anything, but so my ex-girlfriend, she was like crazy. And she like threw a hot iron
what?
once. And I remember at the time being like scared for a second, then immediately started laughing because I was like, "Do you just throw a fucking hot iron?
Yeah.
Like, why did you do?" It was just such a funny image in my head.
Yeah,
you know
I
what I
know.
mean? Of like, are you a little kid throwing a tantrum that you accidentally almost killed me? You just
That's
threw a hot
insane.
iron.
What's crazy is that imagine the hot iron was plugged in, so she throwing anything that still has a plug attached to it.
Yeah.
Is
It's
crazy
insane.
visual.
Yeah. She like threw it and
What's-
then like fell to the
How
ground.
about what's crazier, throwing it where it's still plugged in, or having the wherewithal to unplug it then throw it?
Unplugging is crazier.
Yeah,
'Cause you have
right?
the
Yeah,
wherewithal.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
It's not
were,
a
yeah, and
instinct.
it was
Yeah.
like we were like silent for a minute, and then I was just like, "Dude, you just threw a hot iron."
Yeah.
I was like, I can't even fathom
Holy
that you
shit.
just did that.
So a funny story about that happened at a comedy club I was at is we're at the bar, look over, and all this commotion's happening. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then this guy put his girlfriend in like almost like in a headlock, I guess.
dude, yeah, I was there.
Right. Do
Sorry.
you know? Did we? Okay. Right.
What
You're
club?
there. This happened 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's at the Laugh Factory.
Oh.
And
It was really scary. Yeah.
it was really scary, right? And then everybody escorted him out, and the girl was, yeah, that's right, because we were talking about it. And the girl was like, just please don't. I don't want to
charges.
hear you talking about it. Whatever.
Yeah. The
I'm
woman
saying
was-
because she's like
The woman
she-
was like
we were all
begging
talking
people
about
to stop talking about
Right.
it, and comics
Right.
in the bar would not shut the fuck up about
Yeah.
it. And I went up and I was like, "Could you guys stop
Right.
talking about it right in front of her?"
it. You know the crazy thing? So I went home and I go, that's bullshit. I go, what does he fucking do? If he's willing to do that in public, what does he fucking do behind doors?
Yeah.
We talked about. I come to find out the real story is they got in a huge fight and she started punching this man in the face and like was beating the shit out of him, and he like basically had to do that to stop her from hitting him. And then everyone just saw that and was like, fuck you, dude, and got him out.
Because I
Isn't that
did.
Yeah,
So what I
that
saw,
happens.
what I saw, it was very hard to tell who was doing it to who. Because
Yeah.
I didn't see any of that. I saw when they were walking through the crowd.
Yeah.
He was holding on to her and she hit him.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell if maybe she hit him to like get him off of her
Right.
or what the hit was for.
Yeah.
Because it was so packed in there. It was
Yeah.
like just
Yeah, it was-
jam packed.
yeah. Isn't that crazy though?
It
Where you're
was-
just like,
damn.
where like you just heard like, I guess there's like video of it where you're just
There was
but-
video of it.
Yeah, where you're
Okay.
just like, what a piece of fucking shit, and then
Yeah,
you're like,
dude.
okay,
Well,
well,
I
don't
will
hit
say-
a woman or like don't like hold a woman like that, but like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, he should
I
have
mean,
just
if it's like
removed
a
himself.
head, yeah, he should have removed
Just
himself.
removed
Yeah,
himself.
just walk away. is
Because
the
then
best
he
move, yeah.
came back to
Yeah.
Laugh Factory. Should I not say the name? He came back.
don't say names. Or laugh. We already said laugh.
Yeah, he
Already said
came
it,
back
sorry.
outside and was like asking her to get in the car and was pretty aggressive about it.
Okay,
So
okay.
That's enough where it's like
I think there was a
It's-
pattern.
there's bad-
there.
they're probably
I
both
there
abusive
seems like
towards
it's just
each other.
toxic in general.
Yeah,
they're
there's like-
probably both.
They
Yeah.
shouldn't be
Yeah,
together.
there's bad news on
This-
both ends.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I hope no one
Yeah.
asked me about it because it's like one of those things where it's just like it was such a serious situation that I'm like I really don't know, and I really don't know what happened. You know,
Yeah. Claire,
Crazy, crazy,
this has
crazy.
been a fucking great time.
Yeah.
what
And
a
I'm
great note to
sorry.
end on.
Yeah, I'm so
No,
happy
well,
that like
that's-
somebody canceled and we got you instead.
No.
Yeah, I knew someone was gonna cancel because you guys texted me last. Who canceled? Can I ask?
I'll be a future guest. So yeah, yeah.
Future guy, Allie
Like,
Drapos.
a headliner. Don't worry.
Well, she didn't really cancel. We had our dates mixed up.
Yeah.
But you were on our list, so we
Yeah.
just went to the
Wow,
next
it's an honor to
person.
be here.
You're on the list.
It's really. This was so fun.
I love
So
that
far.
you were here.
This
I'm
was great.
sorry that you felt
been so open
uncomfortable
with us,
or
too.
yelling at each
No,
other.
I loved it. I
No,
wanted it
because
to
we're
go.
all friends.
I
I
wanted
could
it to
yell
go
friends
for
amongst
longer.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, maybe next time I'm yelling at you and Jonah's over here crying with laughter in the corner
Yeah.
like you kind of were.
Yeah.
Claire, can you tell people where they can follow you and all that good stuff?
Yes. Okay. You can follow. Which can't? Oh, look at this one. You can follow me on Instagram. I don't do Twitter or TikTok because I'm gay, but I'm not gay. You can just follow me on Instagram at Lil Shrimp Snack. LIL Shrimp Snack.
That should be a shirt.
Yeah.
I'm gay.
I mean, I'm
but
gay, but I'm not like gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not embarrassing. Yeah.
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 Well, thanks everyone for listening to Let's Get Dumb. For Jonah Jerkins and myself, I do want to end by saying I brought up, you were saying like, what do you wish you could make fun of again? And I talked about how in the late 90s and 2000s, TV shows would make fun of women and you can make fun of cops. Nowadays, even if you make a joke about women, like that's not even mean spirited. People kind of give you like which I'm like, I think we should get past that. Because if we're all like moving forward, you'll be able to do that. And cops, it's interesting because
What are you
if
doing
you're in a
right
certain
now?
bubble,
talking
you can make fun of police officers. But if you're in the other bubble, they're all like, "Oh, you fucking hate cops." It's like, no, I made a joke. But like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, there's certain things where I miss that. I'm bringing it back up now to illustrate to you, Jonah. This is what happens in a podcast.
Oh, I
when
see.
You
Okay.
constantly interrupt to do a callback to a joke 6 fucking weeks ago.
Right.
Anyway, this has been Let's Get Dumb. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, our TikTok.
Joe, how do they
our
unsubscribe?
Instagram. They've already done that.
How do I kill myself
They've already
after
done
this?
that. What else are we on? All that good stuff. All the platforms and all that kind of shit. For Jonah Jerkins, I'm Joe Kilgallen. Thanks for listening to Let's Get Dumb.
Thank you.
Cheers.